Hey, welcome to Hive, where you can stay up to date with the latest updates about marketing, sales, and business. Imagine you had a crystal ball that could predict the future. The view is murky, but there's enough to make out an accurate forecast. Having a marketing dashboard that measures vital key performance indicators, or KPIs, is a bit like that crystal ball. It gives you enough insight to make better decisions to create a positive future by helping you generate traffic and leads and improve the ROI of your marketing activities. If you're on sales, there is something that always rules discussions at the end of a quarter, and those are KPIs. Whether you're in a mad rush to achieve those final pesky goals or beginning to dive into your next quarter's KPIs, it's a constant topic within the world of sales and marketing. Key performance indicators, or KPIs, are simply the metrics your business tracks in order to help determine the overall relative effectiveness of your business's marketing and sales efforts. The great thing about KPIs is that you can configure them to suit the needs of your business and your individual teams. By analyzing these indicators, you can determine what strategies are working and which ones aren't, and adjust your efforts accordingly. For today, we will be counting 5 key KPIs to optimize for better sales. We have some awesome content for you today, but make sure you are subscribed to our channel for more in the future. And don't forget to click that bell icon to be the first to know when our new videos go up. Now let's begin with how to optimize 5 KPIs for better sales. Nowadays, the backbone of a high-performing sales organization is the right data. Sales leaders must know how to interpret and use data about their organization and team, and the best way to do that is through well-defined sales KPIs. Without a clear overview of the business, you can't predict the future sales or guide your team members and organization in the right direction. In fact, things will always change, so it's important for you to monitor the sales KPIs so your team can adapt when necessary. Number 1. Opportunity to win ratio. This sale KPI tells you how effective a sales team or a sales manager closes accounts, whereas tracking leads to opportunities gives you an idea of how interests turn into a discussion. This metric measures how discussions turn into money in your business. This ratio provides you with an easy-to-comprehend value to determine your rate of success in converting qualified leads into closed sales. With this information, you can turn to your sales team. Who in your team is great at creating opportunities, but not as strong at closing sales? Who can close a sale to nearly anyone, but might not make initial contact as one of their strengths? This is valuable data you can use to help train your sales team in the specific areas they may need the most, on both an individual and a collective level. Number 2. Sales per rep. The sales per rep KPI measures the ability of each of your sales reps or sales teams to generate revenue for your organization. By their very nature, sales teams are competitive, so providing ubiquitous access to this KPI may foster a healthy level of competition amongst your team. It's important to provide your team with ambitious but realistic goals to encourage them to go that extra mile. One of the most important components of this KPI is to establish a baseline when comparing your sales reps. Not all sales reps are created equally. Your baseline should account for differences such as seniority, location, and whether they are inbound or outbound sales. Otherwise, this KPI should be used as a performance tool to foster improvement and growth within your team. This KPI can also be used to hone in on the strengths and weaknesses of your sales reps. For instance, perhaps one sales rep performs poorly during in-person contacts, but performs exceedingly well when using email contacts. By the same token, teams selling different products shouldn't be compared by the price, volume, and interest level may be different. The sales per rep KPI measures the ability of each of your sales reps or sales team to generate revenue for your organization. By their very nature, sales teams are competitive, so providing ubiquitous access to this KPI may foster a healthy level of competition amongst your teams. These sales KPI allow sales leaders to see, on an employee level, how many sales were made per rep. This KPI can be helpful in establishing a sales baseline and setting personal goals, and in determining the strengths and weaknesses of each rep. For example, some reps may take a longer time to close deals, but those they do close tend to stay customers longer. For the sake of sustainability, it's important not to use the sales per rep KPI to create a culture that is first and foremost about competitively comparing each of your sales reps against each other. Number 3. Marketing ROI. The return on marketing investment KPI measures how much revenue a sales campaign is generating compared to the cost of running that campaign. Effective marketers or sellers are driven to connect their time, energy, and advertising spend with results that contribute to company growth. This KPI answers the question, are we recouping the time and money we spent developing and executing our marketing campaigns? To track this KPI, you take the number of leads your campaign is generating, divide them by the opportunity value or your average value per win divided by your average lead-to-win ratio. While ROI is valuable and essential KPI for your marketing, it does pose some difficulties. It may not always be possible to determine a direct return in certain situations, such as when a lead views an ad without clicking, then visits your site a later time. ROI may be considered the most important indicator to monitor and assess. Number 4. Cost per customer acquisition. By adding up sales and marketing costs for a given period and dividing them by the number of new customers for that period, this metric gives your team insight into how much it costs your company to acquire a new customer. CAC KPI measurements can include varying variable and fixed costs, depending on the depth of insight you want on your acquisition costs. CAC metrics can also be determined on an individual account basis by breaking down costs more granularly. Cost per customer acquisition takes into consideration the costs of each step involved in convincing a potential customer to close the sale. In addition to the cost of the product itself, cost per customer acquisition includes the costs involved in the less visible back-of-house stages such as research and marketing. By knowing how much each new customer is costing you in making that conversion, you can determine what routes are the most efficient for your business and budget. Comparing cost per customer acquisition is a good way to identify your business's product priorities. Number 5. Sales revenue. A positive sales growth over a specific period of time indicates that you are on track with your sales goals to grow your business. One of your top priorities should be to understand if you are on track to reach your planned goals. Sales revenue is a simple KPI that allows you to measure the progress of your business in generating sales revenue. With several points of data, you can determine your business's growth trends and projections. It's valuable on both a top-level view as you are tracking your business's overall success, as well as on an individual basis, as you can apply it to your team members to develop personalized goals. This is a great way to continue boosting your company's growth and, by extension, its revenue. By measuring the right sales KPIs, you can optimize your sales processes and ensure you and your team is prioritizing the right activities for greatest success, and you can get a better pulse on the health of your business. Most modern sales are displaying their KPIs on a dashboard. This gives the department visibility and transparency into their numbers, and increases sales productivity because the data being pulled in often updates in real time and can be a great way to motivate teams. So this was how to optimize 5 KPIs for better sales. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you can join the Live Hive squad and be a part of our channel. Thank you for watching.